in God that wants the best for us, and it all makes perfect sense, and turn to Him for everything we need to get through this storm. I am. I mean, I don't like the countenance on my face. I really don't. I don't like to look like I'm always angry, the scowl that I sometimes feel like I have. I don't like to be frustrated, but I've been frustrated ever since I've been paying attention. I hate injustice, and I realize why. It's a godly instinct. You hate injustice because it's a godly instinct, and you've got to confront it. You've got to do something about it in order to alleviate the pain. It's your conscience. It's pushing you. It's compelling you to go forward and do something. Speak to somebody that's influential in some position. We've got, this is serious. I mean, listen, it's written in Scripture that in the last days before the end of one age and the beginning of a new one, a seamless transition, that men's hearts would start failing them for fear of what was coming upon the whole world. And you know, I mean, if that is not fitting for right now, I don't know what is. That's what I'm feeling. I mean, very anxious times. I feel very fragile. I'm sure everybody else is feeling similar feelings. I mean, I'm so sick and tired of hearing about coronavirus. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yet this is what our world has evolved into. How did it happen? I don't know. Is it real? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on. And this cover, I believe it's a cover. I don't know everything, but it feels like a cover for economic chaos. That this was the correction that should have happened a long time ago. It would have been a lot less painful if it had happened in 2008. A market correction. That would have been capitalism. But, guys like Obama didn't let that happen. And I'm not judging Obama any more harshly than the other sellouts, because that's all they're doing at the end of the day. They're just sycophants. They're deferent to the money printing class because they know which side their bread is buttered on, even though they're supposed to be loyal to we the people, the public, not we some of the people. That's the constitutional government, is all of us, not just a handful of elitists deciding these things, creating this great gulf, this wealth imbalance, this wealth disparity, where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I mean, it's sick, man. I mean, and this is ancient. At this point in history, I mean, God has to witness this too. So when the righteous are feeling slighted, I mean, you think God sees it. He doesn't like it. If this has been going on for so long, he's getting tired. He's got to put his foot down for the righteous at some point. That's what's coming down here. I mean, he didn't cause this pandemic, but he's allowing it, obviously, if he has the power to lift it and say, let's put an end to this. Simple as that, I believe. So he's allowing it to happen. I mean, he's trying to talk to us until we wake up and really start living like a family, the family of God that he wants us to live like, brothers and sisters, for crying out loud. Caring about each other just as much as we care about ourselves and our children. Okay, that's what we have to evolve into. And these evildoers have been fighting that inevitability forever. As long it's the whole age of the money lovers, the masters of misery. Okay, that have been running the show, the top money lover, the satanic class. And this is where we're at today, in a lot of trouble, and only God can help us. We need God. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're way far down this demonic rabbit hole toward hell. We're in a lot of trouble, and it's going to be chaotic. It's a big, fat storm, and I'm sorry. I don't like trauma. I don't like it not only just for myself, but I don't like to see it for anybody else. I love strangers. I meet strangers all the time I could be best friends with in very short order. Happens to me all the time. Because I know there's other like-minded people. Yeah, you call me an idealist. I don't care. Okay, whatever you want to call me, egalitarian, great. Yeah, qualities and attributes, characteristics of God. Everything good. Every single good quality characteristic and attribute. I'm trying to reflect that and represent that as the God that I know and love and serve. And that gift is for everybody equally, because we're all equally beloved. We're precious treasures to him. Do we treat each other like that? Is that the atmosphere in this world? Or is it, just another warm body, another unskilled worker? I mean, the same old crap. Look through history. Taking advantage of people. Dehumanizing people. That's what these people, and you think they don't need to be confronted? They do. They do. I'm sorry, they do. I don't like it. You think, do I seem like the kind of guy that likes conflict and chaos and fear and insecurity and worry and offending people, and I get off on belittling people and offending people? And no, I don't. I want everybody to not only love me, okay, that's, we all say I love my enemy, okay? No, I want to be liked. I'd like to be liked by Obama. I'd like to be liked by Slick Willie. I'd like to be liked by Baby Bush, okay, and other men. I mean, we see this head of this economic advisor that Trump has. What the hell is he doing? Get rid of that guy. I saw him on this show, PBS. This cute blonde has this show, and she's always so good with it. When she's got an honest guest in there, she's fine. But she had this clown in there. I forgot the guy's name off my top of my head. It's in my notes here. But you know what? I mean, this guy, oh my God, this is such a, bringing Keynesian principles and all that. He's such a liar. This guy is so obviously a fraud. Okay, this guy cannot believe. See, this is what really affects me. When I know somebody doesn't believe the stuff that they're purporting to believe, but they're so good at it. It's just like an act that they've just got down to a science, to a fine art. Okay, that's scary. That's freaking scary. Those kind of people. I'm like, okay, that's evidence for satanic. I mean, if there's a devil with the horns, it's guys like that walking around. They're demons. It's like that movie, They Live, right? Where you get the guy gets the special glasses and he starts, oh my God, a lot of these people are demons. Some aren't. But that's a world we live in, because the hearts and minds of people are polluted and corrupted by evil, and it's easy. Any one of us can fall into that trap of loving our lives too much in this world. And Jesus said you must do the opposite. So you got to kind of get it to walk that fine line, that schism, because it's a paradox. It's a dichotomy, because the believers would be the most joy-filled people out there. You believe in eternal life, God's good and loving and all that good crap. But at the same time, you've got an obligation and a duty not to be a coward and to go out and expose the fruitless deeds of darkness while having nothing to do with them. But it's an obligation we have to one another, is to get a handle on this. Let God empower us all and say, we've got to change it. If it costs my life, if you want to hate me, you've got no basis for it. You've got no justification for it, but that's your prerogative. You have free will choice, just like I do. So if you want to hate me for some reason, it's not going to be logical. It's not going to be based on anything. It's not going to be justified. I can guarantee that. But that's your prerogative, because I want everyone to like me. I want to be everybody's friend. Why not? What do I want? Enemies? Animosity? I want to be comfortable around everybody. Hey, I've got nothing bad to say. I adore you, man. You're great. I love you so much, man. I want to feel that way toward everybody. But, if I'm not feeling it toward myself, because the world is such a mean, cold-hearted place, I look around me and I feel grateful. I've got such a good life, and other people might say, "Oh, he's got nothing. What is he talking about?" But I do. I have a great life, and I feel very lucky. I believe in a low cost of living, and I've achieved that right now, and I wish that for everybody. That's one way you can help. It's like boycott a high cost of living out there. There's something tangible you can do to the best of your ability. I know we can't. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. I'm feeling superhuman lately. I think anybody can relate to that. So, what I mean is, like, it's hard. Excuse me, it's hard, my friends. I do want the best for you. I want the best for everybody, because I want the best for myself. And sometimes I feel like I'm beating myself up. Like I should be doing more to feel more joy, more gladness of heart, more happiness, be a better human being, be more socialized, and just do something. I've got to contribute. I know that. I'm totally, utterly compelled to give. God, I want to give so much. God knows. If I could take away everybody's fear, everybody's insecurity, and replace it with the love of God, or whatever, you needed to fill that void, I would do it. I don't like stressors. I don't like being under the gun, under pressure, but we're all feeling it. We all are. And God doesn't like it. because we can contend with the organic suffering we do have to deal with. Okay, the disease and death and on, natural disasters. Think of the organic stuff. Then the inorganic is the stuff that's created, the money. Okay, that's the thing that we can't contend with. Okay, we can't. We can't contend with these monsters, and that's why we need God. We need to rely on God as a crutch, as an implement, as just a way forward. The wherewithal we need is in the courage He'll give us to say, we don't care if it costs our lives. If that's how much they hate us, fine. Plenty of better people than me have died for the cause, but I got to speak out. I've got to. I want good things for everybody, not some. I don't want to take anything from everybody. I just want to give. I just want, because that's what God is telling me He wants for us. Live together in peace and harmony. Enjoy your stinking little lives for this brief window of time, this flash in a pan of time that we have here as mortals. Insecure time at that. We might be dead at any minute. And that's not being morbid. That's not being negative. That's a fact. We all are living with that. We should all have deep and profound respect for each other, empathy and compassion, show mercy, and give ourselves these same things. If we need slack in our own lives, we've got to be willing to give slack. Okay, be real, be honest. And leave all the laws of man. I mean, a lot of them make sense, but a lot of them don't. They are arbitrary and capricious, ever-changing. This bad religion of the establishmentarians they've set up, it's a monstrosity. Okay, and it's just, it threatens all of us. And yes, we're all living in fear of this bad religion. And God's got to throw it down. And it's going to be tumultuous. This is what I think Scripture describes as the tribulation period. And I don't like it. You think, I like stability. I like this. Same old. Just like I wanted to get married to one woman and keep her for the rest of my life. And at 23, I was ready for that. I had dreamed of it since I was like 7. But when I was 23, I was done. I wanted to be married. I found a woman, and I thought I was going to last for the rest of my life. But I know my values. At least I have that going for me. But, seems like for a lot of women, not to have a man is like for a fish to not have a bicycle. Who, what's he going to do for me? Sort of attitude. But for men, it's like a fish that's all he's got when he's single is a polluted lake or pond or creek. But, when he's got a beloved, he's got an ocean to swim in. And it's a big difference in a man's demeanor and everything. I mean, everything in my life would be so much better to have a beloved. It's just the way it is. It sucks to be single, but, I know I'd be a lot more joyful. But you know what? I mean, I talked to God about it. Hey, you know what? He wants me to straighten out and to be a much happier man. Then He knows what He's got to do. He's got to bring a woman into my life, a beloved. And I'm not going to be satisfied. I'm not going to be content. And it's going to be tough being a single man. It kind of sucks. And, you're less than half what you could be. Like to say, the better half, it's what it is. That's what a woman is to a man. But I digress. And, I can't help but, think of how that's so entwined and just who we are as these sentient human beings made in the image and likeness of God. We're very special. And we should think of each other like that. Treat each other with that respect, that sensitivity and regard as being children of God, therefore by extension like little gods with a small g, but very special to God, very important, very valuable. Yeah, the guy, the economic advisor I was thinking of was this guy Larry Kudlow. He was on this show on PBS, Firing Line, this cute blonde. And the poor thing, she became all discombobulated, all flustered. I could see it in her countenance. That this guy really was insensitive. He really hurt her. Very intimidating. And I'd never seen her look like that, the poor thing. He was kind of mean. And I think she was very afraid to ask certain questions. But I actually only got the tail end. I got like the last 10 minutes of the show. But I could see this guy was a big, fat, disingenuous guy, mean guy. He seemed like a mean guy looking after the elitists. Yeah, so now I'm on to these recent current events and other talking points I wanted to get into. But, we talk a lot about mental illness lately. But You know, there's another thing out there, other things that we could be ill, spiritually ill. And that's what I believe a lot of people are. And we've got a lot of social illness, and then there's political illness. Okay, political illness, people that have too much faith in a political party. Okay, it's all fictitious. When at the end of the day, these people work together against the best interests